All right, let's dive right into this explainer and tackle what is honestly the most classic fitness dilemma out there. Should you drop the cash on a gym membership or just start doing squats right there in your living room? If you're at the very beginning of your fitness journey, I'm willing to bet this is the exact question keeping you from actually getting started.
And it's a completely valid question to ask. For anyone genuinely wanting to make a real change, this single decision often dictates whether exercise becomes a lifelong, sustainable habit or just another one of those short-lived experiments that completely fizzles out by the second week of February. Where you choose to begin sets the entire foundation for what comes next.
It's a really fascinating matchup when you think about it. On one hand, you've got the absolute, unbeatable convenience of your own home. On the other, you have the highly specialized, heavy-duty tools of a dedicated fitness center. So we're going to break down the hard, objective data behind both of these options so you can make a choice that actually works for you. Section 1, the case for the gym. Let's be real, there are some absolutely undeniable pros to grabbing a gym membership. First off, you get access to the heavy stuff. Barbells, cable machines, all that specialized equipment that you literally can't or probably shouldn't try to cram into a small apartment. But it's way more than just the metal. There's a massive social motivation factor. Being around that group class energy or having a workout partner can be a huge boost. Plus, just traveling to a specific building creates this physical separation of space. It puts a psychological boundary between home mode and workout mode, which really helps round out the distraction of that laundry you need to fold. Oh, and you get access to in-person trainers for hands-on form correction, which is a big deal. However, we gotta talk about the downsides because for beginners, they are significant. Gym memberships average about $40 to $60 a month, and premium spots, you're looking at well over $100. Then there's the commute. The average gym goer spends 30 to 40 minutes per session just getting there and back. If you go 3 times a week, you're talking about giving up over 100 hours a year just sitting in your car. And finally, we have to validate the beginner anxiety. Gym intimidation is very real. In fact, surveys consistently flag it as the #1 reason beginners just avoid exercising altogether. Section 2. The case for home workouts. Flipping the script, the absolute superpower of working out at home is that it removes almost all the friction. You have zero commute. You can literally decide to work out and be doing it 60 seconds later. It's totally free if you're doing bodyweight stuff or super cheap if you're just using a streaming app. You have absolute schedule flexibility. I mean, your living room doesn't have closing hours, right? So you can train at 5 a.m. or midnight, whatever works. And best of all for beginners, zero performance pressure. Nobody is watching you, and you never have to awkwardly wait around for the squat rack to open up. Now, I know you might be thinking, okay, but working out at home just isn't as effective, right? Well, actually, scratch that myth entirely. Let's look at the science. A massive 2020 meta-analysis completely debunked this. They proved that for your first 12 months as a beginner, structured home-based bodyweight training gives you the exact same strength and cardiovascular gains as supervised gym training. So rest assured, you really don't need all that heavy equipment for your first year of gains. Section 3. The plot twist. What the science says. So here's the crazy part. We've actually been asking the wrong question this whole time. We've been comparing the physical spaces, but the data shows us that location matters far less than human psychology. Check this out. According to a really fascinating 2023 study in Frontiers in Psychology, home exercisers boast a massive 23% higher long-term adherence rate than people who go to the gym. It's not that a bodyweight squat is magically better than a barbell squat. It's simply that the incredibly low barrier to entry at home means people actually show up and do them consistently. Dr. Stuart M. Phillips over at the American College of Sports Medicine really hit the nail on the head in their latest guidelines. He said, the best resistance training program is the one you'll actually stick with. And those guidelines, they analyzed data from over 30,000 participants and found that the most dramatic, meaningful health gains come from simply shifting from doing nothing to doing something. Consistency absolutely beats complexity every single time. Section 4. The psychology of habit formation. 66. That is the magic number. It takes an average of 66 days of consistent repetition for a new behavior to become completely automatic. During this time, you are literally rewiring your brain. You're taking the task out of your conscious, highly effortful prefrontal cortex and moving it right into your basal ganglia, which is basically your brain's automatic autopilot system. But to survive those 66 days, you need to master the habit loop, which has 3 simple steps. First is the cue, or the trigger, like leaving your workout shoes literally right next to your bed so you trip over them in the morning. Second is the routine, the actual sweating part. And third is the reward, the reinforcement that tells your brain, hey, this was a great idea, let's do it again. By keeping your cues totally predictable and linking them to immediate dopamine rewards, your brain quickly learns to automate the whole process. So, how do we put that psychology into practice? First, start small. Seriously, don't try to change your entire life overnight. Second, prioritize consistency over perfection. Doing a messy 10-minute living room workout on a chaotic Tuesday is so much better than just skipping the gym entirely because you didn't have a full hour. And third, actively track your progress. Self-monitoring, whether through an app or just checking off a box in a paper journal, acts as this awesome micro-reward. That little check mark triggers a dopamine hit that significantly boosts your odds of reaching that 66-day milestone.
Section 5. The best strategy for beginners. The hybrid approach. Bringing it all together, here is the absolute best playbook for a beginner wanting a long-term lifestyle change. Step 1. Start from scratch, right in your living room. Strip away the commute, forget about the monthly fees, and drop the intimidation so you can focus 100% of your energy on building that 66-day habit loop. Then, step 2. Once that habit is fiercely locked in and your brain is genuinely craving exercise, then you confidently drop the money on a gym membership so you can access the heavy gear and keep progressing.
So what does this actually look like in real life? Imagine a schedule like this. It's a super sustainable hybrid routine. On Monday and Wednesday, you lean into the frictionless convenience of your home for some cardio and mobility. Then, on Saturday, when you've got more time and way less daily stress, you head to the gym for the heavy lifting. It's efficient, it's totally manageable, and it's the perfect setup for the long haul. I want to leave you all with this one final thought. The absolute perfect workout location, it literally doesn't exist. But the perfect habit definitely does. So stop agonizing over finding the ideal gym or mapping out a completely flawless routine. The science is loud and clear here. Remove the friction, track your progress, and just start moving today. So I gotta ask, where are you going to begin your 66-day habit building?